Hi, Tom Buck, the owner and managing director of the Calder Group here. Welcome to another video. Today, this one's aimed at business owners. So if you own your own business, whether it's simply yourself or whether you've got a large business with multiple employees, we're going to talk about what happens when you die. It's the work that we do. So you've worked hard, you've built up a business, you've got value in it, you're employing either yourself or several people. What is going to happen to that business once you're not here? Now, for most business people, obviously this is not the thing you think about, particularly if you're relatively young. You're building it to perhaps sell, pass on to your children, do something with so that actually your family gets the value from it. And one particular concern is if you are the only person in the business, either a sole trader or limited company, but you're the only director, well, what happens to your family and that business when you're no longer there to run it? Most businesses, while you're alive, get a thing called business relief or business property relief, but ignore the property, misnomer. What it means is a lot of companies will get anything from 0 to 100% relief from inheritance tax on the value of that business. There are certain rules and things that you must abide by, such as making sure that business can trade if you're not here. So for sole traders, not really going to happen. But it does mean that there's no inheritance tax, so the full value can go on. But some important questions. Your spouse, your partner, your children, A, do they have a love of the business? Do they have the knowledge to run the business? Do they want to run the business? If they don't, you've got an immediate issue that they've inherited some shares that they really don't know what to do with. If you're in business with other shareholders, other directors, well, then you've got that issue of they've got a shareholder, possibly the majority shareholder. They don't want them in the business because, as I say, they don't really know what they're doing. They don't really love the business. So how do your shareholders now raise money, particularly if you've got a valuable business? Let's say you've built your business up to a capitalisation of 5 million. You own 50%. 2.5 million now belongs to your estate, your beautiful partner, your wonderful children, or even possibly your grandchildren. Your business partner wants those shares. The family don't want to be involved. How easy is it going to be for them to raise the 2.5 million to buy them out? The other issue you've got to consider at that point is your shares are now cash. 2.5 million in cash. Wonderful, it's what you want because that will look after your family for generations to come, hopefully. But tax then becomes a big issue, and I mean inheritance tax. While it was a business that could qualify for the business relief, 2.5 million, not a problem. Now it's cash. Your spouse or partner passes away soon after you. Their estate is at least 2.5 million. You're talking a sizable inheritance tax liability. So, some of the things that businesses ought to consider, and really from the get-go, because it's easier to work, is look at your wills. Where are those shares directed? Are they directed to the right person? Consider a business trust because it gives the trustees a bit of power, a bit of control. So if your son, daughter, wife, partner, husband really don't want to be involved, they can go and find someone who is. It may be your business partner. Look about lasting power of attorneys because death is definitely a problem, but what happens if you are unable to work through ill health? You are suffering from dementia or Alzheimer's. You need someone who can control those assets as if they were you. Then you need to look at life cover. I'm so sorry, but it's almost an essential. Unless you have the money set to one side to buy those shares, or your business has the money set aside to buy those shares, where's it going to come from? We've had situations where businesses have been shut down because the bank, the lenders have looked and gone, major shareholder dead, he drove the business, we don't think it can work without him, not interested. If you can do life cover through the business, so it's an allowable business expense, on your death that generates money that the business can then use to buy those shares back. don't forget the trust. If you've watched our videos and you're going to continue watching our videos, A, thank you, but B, you'll see that trust work is such a vital element to everything we do. That way, your spouse, your family can still benefit from the wealth you created in the business, but it's never part of their estate, so the taxman is kept at arm's length. Never mind the in-laws and everyone else who gets very excited at that kind of money. So if you're a business, if you're young, if you're established, if you haven't looked at what will happen when you pass away, you need to start looking. And also, don't forget retirement. If you're planning on selling the business, you need some planning in place, because you're still going to suddenly go from something that's exempt to something that the taxman will get very interested in on your passing. So if you'd like to know more, we offer a free consultation. We can talk you through your current situation, the plans going forward, look at what work you've done to date, if any, and drive a plan forward so you end up in the right position, money, all of it in the hands of the people you love and not disappearing in the wrong direction. If you'd like to know more, our contact details are coming up on the video now. We'll send a profiler out to you beforehand, so we make maximum use of the time together, so we're not talking figures, we're not going through a boring fact find. We've already got all that information to hand, so we can maximise the time and the benefit for you from us. So, thank you for watching again. More videos coming. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up. I look forward to talking to you soon.